Good afternoon, one and all. I welcome you all to Ganesh IAS Academy. In today's session, we'll be seeing science and technology based current affairs from the date December 1 to December 15, 2023. Let us get into the news articles one by one. The first news that we are going to see for today is fast radio bursts. What are fast radio bursts that we need to understand first, and then how are they caused? What is causing its evolution? Okay, this we need to know. Okay, so let us understand about fast radio bursts in this news article. Recently, scientists are trying to understand a new aspect of fast radio bursts. Actually, we know about this fast radio bursts even earlier. Okay, they are powerful and brief bursts which happens in a a distance space, a deep space. Okay, so recently scientists are trying to understand a new aspect of these fast radio bursts. Okay, which are mysterious radio signals that is coming from distant galaxies. So they are originated from distant galaxies and then they are reaching us. Okay, and then we are observing it. Okay, and laser interferometer space antenna, there is a new project. This is a new project, okay, which is scheduled to launch in early 2030s. This laser interferometer space antenna will aid in studying these fast radio bursts and mysterious radio signals. Okay, so we'll study about the details of what this LISA is, that is laser interferometer space antenna, in upcoming slides. Okay, and what are fast radio bursts? Basically, we must have this understanding. Let us understand this very briefly here. Okay, so fast radio bursts are powerful and brief bursts of radio frequency emissions originating from deep space. And for how long do they last? That is also important. These mysterious and intense signals last only milliseconds. Okay, so they last only milliseconds, but the amount that is released because of these release, okay, so the amount of energy that is released is comparable to hundreds of millions of suns. Okay, so the energy released by these fast radio bursts are immense, but then they last only for milliseconds. That is also important. What else do we have to understand from this particular news article? We need to know the origin of fast radio bursts. How are they originated? Okay, so astronomers have proposed a theory. What is that? That these fast radio bursts are originating from magnetars. So what are magnetars here? They are a type of neutron star that is formed from remnants of exploding stars. Generally, neutron stars are formed from remnants of exploding stars, and these magnetars are a type of neutron stars here. And this could be the probable origin of fast radio bursts. This is suggested by the scientists. Okay, so the rotation of magnetars is comparatively slower than that of the neutron stars. Very important. Okay, facts like these are important. A comparative statement between what magnetars and what neutron stars, that can be asked in your exam. Okay, next, neutron stars, how are they formed? We are talking about neutron stars, and this magnetars is a type of neutron star. So what neutron star is, how is it formed, that we need to know. Okay, so neutron stars are formed when a massive star collapses. So there will be a massive star, and when it collapses, neutron star is originating. How it is done? The very central region of the core collapses. When a massive star collapses, the central region collapses and then the entire mass is collapsed. Okay, so the very central region of the core collapses, crushing together every proton and electron into neutron. Okay, so during this process of crushing, every other proton and electron is converted into neutron, but this neutron has a role to play here. Okay, so this newly created neutrons can stop the collapse. Collapse is happening, and because of this collapse, proton and electron are converted into neutrons, but then because of the creation of neutron, the collapse is stopped. Okay, thus a neutron star is created. So this is how neutron stars are created, and this magnetar is one such, a type of neutron star. Okay, a magnetar possesses a magnetic field over 1,000 times stronger than that of other neutron stars. So this is how magnetars are different from neutron stars. They are just a type of neutron star. Okay, but then see, they possess a magnetic field over 1,000 times stronger than that of other neutron stars, and it is trillion times more powerful than Earth's magnetic field. Trillion times, very huge. Okay, and then this point is also important, that the rotation of magnetars is comparatively slower than that of neutron stars. Okay, so a question based on this may be asked. Next, genesis of fast radio bursts. Along with fast radio bursts, what else is created? That also we need to understand. Okay, we already saw the occurrence of fast radio bursts might result from collision of two neutron stars are causing the formation of fast radio bursts. Okay, but then here we are understanding that collision of two neutron stars is resulting into the release of fast radio bursts. Only fast radio bursts? No, there is also something else called as gravitational waves. Okay, so the collision could generate two distinct signals. One is gravitational waves and the other is fast radio bursts. What are gravitational waves? Those which causes ripples in space time. Okay, and this gravitational wave is observed using laser interferometer gravitational wave observatory, which is in US, and then another instrument, that is Virgo instrument in Italy. Okay, they made a groundbreaking observation by detecting these gravitational waves when in the year 2015, and for that they even got Nobel Prize in the year 2017. Okay, for physics. Okay, so gravitational wave is very important, and these gravitational waves are also created when two neutron stars are colliding. Okay, so this we need to know. What else? So this is how it will happen. These two are the two neutron stars. When they collide, such fast radio bursts are created. Such fast radio bursts are created, and then even gravitational waves are created, and then they go as ripples. So this is what is being measured by that LIGO instrument observatory, and these fast radio bursts are observed by that LISA instrument. Okay, again interferometers, both are interferometers. So LISA, that is laser interferometer space antenna. Okay, it is yet to be launched. So it is a planned space-based gravitational wave observatory led by European Space Agency and NASA. Okay, and then this LISA is designed to detect and observe gravitational waves. How? By measuring minute changes in the distance between three spacecraft in triangular formation. Okay, you'll understand that in the next slide. Three spacecraft will be kept in triangular formation, and a minute change in the distance between these spacecrafts will be observed. Okay, so this change in distance is expected to be happen by the passage of gravitational waves. So that is how they are identifying the intensity of gravitational waves. Okay, so because of these gravitational waves, the distance between these three spacecrafts will be altered, and that will be measured. Okay, so that is how this laser interferometer space antenna is going to work, and this space-based observatory is anticipated to provide valuable insights into cosmic events like merger of massive black holes and other astrophysical phenomena contributing to our understanding of the whole universe. Okay, so this is how it looks. Laser interferometer space antenna. Three spacecrafts in triangular formation, and any slightest change in the distance because of the gravitational waves, because of the interference of the gravitational waves, will be observed by them. Okay, so this is what we need to know from this particular news article. Fast radio bursts and then gravitational waves. The topic that we are going to discuss now is anti-submarine warfare ships for Indian Navy. Recently, 3 anti-submarine warfare ships were inducted, and what are they? Let us understand the details of it. The Cochin shipyard unveiled first 3 of the 8 anti-submarine warfare ships. Okay, they are shallow watercrafts, which is commissioned for Indian Navy, obviously. And what are its names? INS Mahi, INS Malwan, and INS Mangrove. These are the three anti-submarine warfare ships, and these ships are poised to replace the Abe class anti-submarine corvettes. Earlier we had Abe class of anti-submarine warfare corvettes, and these warfare space watercrafts will be replacing this, and then it is going to excel in anti-submarine operations, coastal defense, mine laying, subsurface surveillance, and all other important functions. Okay, next we need to look into further more details about these anti-submarine warfare watercrafts. What are they? They demonstrate a high speed capability of 25 knots. Knot is, what is knot? Knot is measure of speed. Okay, we, one knot is 1.852 kilometer per hour. Okay, so it has this high speed of 25 knots. Okay, and then an endurance of 1800 nautical miles. It can travel up to 1800 nautical miles and are designed to undertake coordinated ASW, that is anti-submarine warfare operations with aircraft, while also being proficient at search and rescue missions. So this is what we need to understand about this anti-submarine warfare ships for Indian Navy, which has been recently commissioned for Indian Navy, okay, from the Kochi shipyard. The topic that we are going to discuss now is World AIDS Day. When is World AIDS Day observed? What is its importance? What is its significance? And generally about AIDS. That is what we are going to see in this particular news. World AIDS Day. Every year, 1st December, World AIDS Day is commemorated globally to raise awareness about this disease, that is HIV/AIDS. So, this celebration or this observation is to raise awareness about human immunodeficiency virus, that is HIV virus, which causes acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, the disease. Okay, and also to honor those who have succumbed to these disease. So World AIDS Day was first observed in 1988 when World Health Organization recognized this particular day, that is December 1st. And then the theme for this year's World AIDS Day is let communities lead. Okay, so the theme for 2023 is let communities lead. Now let us get into the details of what this HIV is and what AIDS is. So HIV/AIDS disease, human immunodeficiency virus, that is the virus's name, and it is an infection that attacks body's immune system. That is why it is called immunodeficiency virus, because it directly affects body's immune system. And then AIDS, what is AIDS here? AIDS is the late stage, okay? It's the late stage of HIV infection that occurs when the body's immune system is badly damaged because of, at the later stage, we call it AIDS. And HIV attacks CD4, which is a type of white blood cells. What is CD here? Cluster of differentiation 4. It is a type of white blood cell, that is, which comes under the category of T cells, okay, in the body's immune system. And what are T cells? T cells are those cells that move around the body detecting anomalies and infection in the cells. Okay, so these cells will be helping in identifying the anomalies or the infections, but then they are getting attacked because of these human immunovirus. Okay, so this is how it attacks. So what is the process and how will it be done? So after entering the body, the HIV multiplies itself and destroys the CD4 cells, thus severely damaging the human immune system. And once this virus enters the body, it can never be removed. That is very important. And CD4 count of a person who is infected with HIV reduces significantly. See here, for a healthy body, CD4 count is between 500 to 1600, that is 1600. But in an infected body, it can go as low as 200. Okay, so CD4 is getting attacked. That is what we need to understand here. Next is how is it transmitted from one person to another. All these are basic school details. Okay, so HIV can spread through multiple sources by coming in direct contact with certain body fluids from a person infected with HIV, and that person should have a detectable viral load. Then only the transmission is possible. And what are all the body fluids involved here? Blood, semen, rectal fluid, vaginal fluid, and breast milk. Okay. Next, what is the prevalence of HIV/AIDS in India and also globally? So it is estimated that globally 39 million persons are living with this virus, and in India the figure is 2.4 million. Huge again. Okay. And there were 1.3 million new HIV infections in 2022 globally and 63,000 in India in 2022. Okay. And in the same year 2022, 6 lakh and 50 persons died because of this HIV infection, and this is in global level. And in India, AIDS caused 42,000 deaths in the year 2022 alone. Okay, so in a year 42,000 people are dying because of this deadly disease. The topic that we are going to discuss now is snake bite envenoming. What is snake bite envenoming and how this disease is categorized by World Health Organization? All these details we must have to understand. Let us get into the details. Recently, a team of experts sorry, recently a team of experts from United Kingdom University have set up a pilot study in Burchari village in Odisha. Okay, Burujhari village. Why? To help this village to reduce the number of fatalities from snake bite envenoming. That is snake bite. Okay, and this pilot study will also look into solutions like early warning system for snakes. Okay, so this is why this particular topic we are discussing. Okay, and India has the biggest burden of deaths due to snake bites in the world. Okay, statements like these are important. So India has the biggest burden of deaths due to snake bite in the world, with most of the cases in rural India. And this point is important, that World Health Organization formally listed the snake bite envenoming as the highest priority neglected tropical disease. Okay, so it is a neglected tropical disease and it has been given highest priority. When was that done? It was done in the year 2017, June month. Okay. Next, we need to get into the details of what snake bite envenoming and how does it happen. So, snake bite envenoming is a potential life-threatening disease that typically results from injection of mixture of different toxins. Okay, when mixture of different toxins enter our body, that is called as snake bite envenoming. And when will this happen? After a bite from venomous snake. Okay, so this can be directly, I mean, the toxins can directly enter into our bloodstream. Otherwise, it can also be caused by having venom sprayed into eyes by certain species of snakes. There are certain species of snakes which will spray venom directly into our eye. Okay, and this they are doing as a defense mechanism. Okay, for their defense they are doing this, but then we humans are getting affected by it. So snake bite poses so, snakebite poses a significant daily health risk in rural tropical and subtropical regions of Africa, Middle East, Asia, Oceania, and Latin America, particularly for hundreds of millions of people in rural and peri-urban communities. So, people from rural and peri-urban communities are getting affected by it. Why? Because these communities are reliant on agriculture and subsistence activities for their survival. So, they are exposed to snake bite. Okay. Next, WHO's roadmap for the snakebite envenoming. First, WHO launched its roadmap in the year 2019 with an aim to halve the death and disability from snake bite by the year 2030. This was done in 2019 itself. And in order to create a sustainable market for antivenoms, there is a need for 25% increase in the number of competent manufacturers by 2030. Okay, so this was the roadmap given by WHO in the year 2019. But even before that, India has taken an initiative. So much before WHO roadmap was launched, researchers from Indian Council for Medical Research (ICMR) has started a community awareness and health system capacity building for people who are vulnerable to snake bite. Okay, and this was done in the year 2013 itself. Okay, so this is what we need to understand here, and we need to talk about this neglected tropical disease because WHO has classified this snake bite envenoming as a neglected tropical disease. That too, it has given highest priority for this. Okay, and that was done in 2017. So what is a neglected tropical disease? Let us understand. These are a group of infections that are most common among marginalized communities of the developing regions of Africa, Asia, and Americas, where the tropical regions of these continents. Okay, so they are caused by a variety of pathogens such as virus, bacteria, protozoa, and parasitic worms. And these diseases are especially common in tropical areas because people do not have access to clean water or safe ways to dispose their human waste in those areas. That is why these diseases are very common here, and these diseases generally receive less funding for research and treatment. That is why it is called neglected. We are They are not receiving less, I mean they are not receiving enough fund, so they are receiving less fund for research and treatment than other diseases like TB, HIV, and malaria. These are the mainstream diseases. Okay, but then these are the neglected ones. What are they? Let us understand from examples. So these are the neglected tropical diseases which are caused by pathogens like these: virus, protozoa, helminth, bacteria. Okay, you can have a look at the different types of diseases which are classified as neglected tropical disease. The topic that we are going to discuss now is exoplanets orbiting around HD 110067. So what is this HD 110067 and what are exoplanets? All these details we must have to understand. Actually, this HD 110067 is a star. Okay, so let us understand, let us get into the details. A recent study published in Nature has unveiled the discovery of 6 exoplanets orbiting a nearby bright star, that is HD 110067, which is located in Coma Berenices constellation. Okay, so this star is located in this constellation, and recently 6 exoplanets have been found to be orbiting this star. These planets referred to as sub-Neptunes. Okay, so these planets are referred as sub-Neptunes. Why are they called sub-Neptunes? Let us understand that in the upcoming slides. And they were, these planets, these exoplanets were detected and characterized by the use, by the use of these two telescopes. Okay, one is NASA's Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite, that is TESS, and then European Space Agency's Characterizing Exoplanet Satellite. Okay, these two telescopes have helped us in identifying, detecting, and characterizing these 6 exoplanets, which are called as sub-Neptunes. Okay, and they are orbiting around the bright star, that is HD 110067. So what are exoplanets that we need to know? Exoplanets are planets that orbit other stars and which are beyond our solar system. Planets which are revolving around solar system, revolving around the sun, is called planets in general, but exoplanets means they should orbit other stars which are beyond solar system. And the first confirmation of detection of exoplanets occurred in the year 1992, and according to NASA, more than 5,000 exoplanets have been discovered which are revolving around other stars near sun. Okay, so these are exoplanets. Next, sub-Neptune. Okay, sub-Neptunes. Why are they called sub-Neptunes? That we need to know. So the 6 exoplanets in this system are classified as sub-Neptunes. And what are sub-Neptunes? Planets with radii between that of Earth and Neptune are called as sub-Neptunes. This can be a statement in your prelims examination. So what are sub-Neptunes? Planets with radii between that of Earth and Neptune are called as sub-Neptunes, and calculations of their masses, those 6 exoplanets, calculation of their masses and densities indicate the presence of relatively low density atmospheres which are potentially rich in hydrogen. Okay, so this was a recent study. And all 6 planets are in resonant orbits. Okay, so this is important. So here we are understanding a new term, that is resonant orbit. So what is a resonant orbit and how is it different from the normal one? Okay, so in a resonant orbit, planets exert regular forces on each other as they orbit. So planets will be revolving around sun, and those planets will be exerting regular forces on each other when they orbit. Okay, so that such orbits are called as resonant orbits, and this feature suggests that the system remains practically unchanged since its birth. Because of this resonant orbit, it is suggested that this system remains practically unchanged since its birth, when at least 4 billion years ago. Since then, there is no much change in the system because of the resonant orbits. The planets are named HD110067 B, C, D, E, F, G. That is how they are named. 6 exoplanets, right? So B, C, D, E, F, and G in the order of increasing distance from the sun. This is also important. Okay. We need to understand about this star HD 110067. So this star is located about 100 light years away from the Earth, and it is located in this constellation, that is Coma Berenices, and it is visible from the northern hemisphere, and it is the brightest star found to host more than 4 transiting exoplanets so far. Okay, so far they have found many exoplanets, but then they all belong to different stars. So this is the first time that they have found a star with more than 4 transiting exoplanets. Okay, next is this Coma Berenices, that is the constellation, is also known as Berenice Air, is a medium sized constellation in northern celestial hemisphere. So it is in the northern celestial hemisphere, but is it visible from both hemispheres? That is important. Here we saw that it is visible from the northern hemisphere, the star. Okay, but then this constellation is visible in both the hemispheres, but it is more easily seen in northern hemisphere during spring and summer. Okay, though, so this is what we need to understand from this news. The topic that we are going to discuss now is short range ballistic missile Agni 1. Why is Agni 1 in news? Let us understand the details. So recently, training launch of short-range ballistic missile Agni out successfully from APJ Abdul Kalam Island in Odisha. Previously, it was called Wheeler's Island. Okay, so the launch was carried out under the support of the Strategic Forces Command. So this launch is carried out under the support of Strategic Forces Command. The Agni 1, what is Agni 1? It is the first missile in the Agni series under this development program. Okay, and it is designed to be a strategic weapon capable of carrying a nuclear payload. Important. Okay, so Agni 1 is capable of carrying a nuclear payload. What else do we have? Agni 1 ballistic missile. The technical specifications of this ballistic missile. So Agni 1 is a single stage solid fueled missile. All these details are important. Okay, so it is a single stage solid fueled missile with a range of around 700 to 1200 kilometer. So that is why it is short range ballistic missile, because its range is less, 700 to 1200 kilometers, and it can carry a payload of 1000 kilograms. Okay, and then it has the capability to carry both conventional and nuclear warheads. Okay, in the previous slide we saw that it is capable of carrying a nuclear warhead, but it can also carry a conventional warhead. Okay, next, the development and its testing and how it was inducted into the defense system. Okay, so Agni 1 was developed by Defense Research and Development Organization, that is DRDO, and this was first tested at interim test range in Chandipur in 1989, and Indian Army accepted Agni 1 in service in the year 2007 only. Okay, so these are all the details which we need to understand. Next is we are going to see what are all the different variants of this Agni missiles. Okay, so we saw Agni 1 and its specifications. Next is Agni 2. What is its range? Its range is 2000 to 3500 kilometer. Agni 3, its range is 3000 to 5000 kilometer. Agni 4, its range is 3500 to 4000 kilometer, and it can also be fired from road mobile launcher. And Agni 5, which is the longest, which has the longest range. Okay, the longest of the Agni series, that is, it is intercontinental ballistic missile. When is it intercontinental ballistic missile? When the range is over 5000 kilometers. So its actual range is 7000 to 8000 kilometers. Okay, so Agni 5. Next is Agni Prime. What is Agni Prime? It is actually under development. It is a two-stage canisterized missile. Okay, which has been successfully flight tested in June 2023 this year. So this can be asked as a question too. Okay, and it has a range of 1000 to 2000 kilometers. So in terms of range, where will we place this Agni Prime? We will place it here, Agni Prime. So first comes Agni 1, which has 700 to 1200 kilometer range. Next comes Agni Prime, which has range of 1000 to 2000 kilometer, and then comes Agni 2 according to the range, and the longest one is Agni 5, which is an intercontinental ballistic missile from continent to continent. Okay, so this is what we need to understand from this news article. Okay, so with this we are coming to end of this particular session. I hope you found the session to be very useful and informative. Let us see in the next session. Thank you.